What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, Super Fact Show, Super Fast Network. Today we got with us an intriguing all-around talented performer in whatever she touches, from fashion to music to just about anything. Ddot NuuWorld on the heels of her new single with ARP Musiq. Luna, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me today. Shout out to ARP Musiq on that new single, Luna. It's available now on streaming platforms.
Yeah, I guess we can just start off with him real quick. He's on your label, correct?
Yes, ARP is he's just dope, a dope rapper. He's pushing into production as well. From Washington Heights, we just vibe, the vibe just click, and I just like his creative mind in regards to how he approaches, music.
And on top of that, he can flow like a motherfucker in at least 2 languages.
Oh, right, exactly. That's another thing. Bilingual, Dominican, Haitian, from Washington Heights, New York.
Yeah, I was checking out his music. I hope I don't say it wrong, but man, that last song he got, damn, I wrote it down somewhere. I know it means stew in Spanish. You know what I'm talking about?
Soccer child.
There you go, soccer. Yeah. See, I was gonna butcher that. Yeah, but that shit go extremely hard. This is your episode and everything, but since he's on your label and he's on your new single, I just wanted to make sure he got his shine. But the single itself is I'm not gonna say a departure, because on your Done you was flowing a lot, but up to this point, it seems like you're trying to rap a little bit more in your music.
It's more so what I feel like. I started off like rhyming, it was like something that you would just do, especially coming from where I'm from.
Marcy.
I'm from Marcy Projects, Brooklyn Bed-Stuy. And growing up, we used to just play beats and we would write to them and just start spitting. And it was always a thing to me, but I started to expand more creatively as far as expressing myself, and sometimes I just wanted to have a little melody to express how I feel, so that's how the whole mesh of me either spitting rhymes or using melodies or singing out vocals.
To me, it's just a musician. Like I don't even see a need to put a label, but you do some DJing too, right?
Not necessarily DJing, but definitely production. I can, if I chose to go that route, but currently at this moment, that's not where I am as far as DJing. But I do see that happening in the future because of the productions that I've been creating, and it sets a whole vibe. So I would like to have like a gathering where I'm just DJing for a couple of friends, or people that just like good vibes, good music.
Do you think consider DJs to be musicians?
Absolutely. So they were the first producers.
I agree. I think that they're musicians, but it's just that their compositions aren't notes. They're they are notes, but they use songs instead of notes. If they're a good DJ,
Yes. Like, growing up, I had a DJ in the house. I grew up around like just music and creative in general. And I would see how certain beats would get chopped up. That's the first time I actually seen like songs being pretty much sampled into, beats and rhythms being made. I saw that a DJ do that. I didn't know what that was. I just thought it was super dope. Like, wow, like how you take this song and make a whole new feeling, like, so, the DJs that I've seen growing up, they used to come outside with their speakers, blasting the whole block to where the cops would come shut it down. So I grew up around that. So that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, can't be having too much fun in the projects in New York. That's a no-no, right?
Man, like,
especially like wholesome fun and shit. It seems like when people ain't acting up, they break that shit up quicker. I'm from DC and the same shit,
Yeah. Sometimes we used to be out there to the rain. So, the DJs would come ready. They had the tents built, what have you. And we'd be rocking for a minute, This is all memories that I'm sharing with you from as a kid, as far as deep as I can remember experiencing that for the first time. And but I remember a few times everything being shut down by the cops though.
Yeah, that train is never late. I bet if we had been off in some suburb somewhere doing that type of shit and told the neighbors first, it would have been no motherfucking issue. I mean, that's neither here nor there. We already know. But since we're on that subject, I ain't too hip to Marcy in the last like 5 years or so. Is gentrification hit Marcy, or is it still how it was?
It's nothing how it was, and it's definitely, the whole area is definitely gentrified. It's a total different feeling over there. It's not what it was when I was growing up there, for sure.
Is that to the good, to the bad, or some of both? Well, I mean, I guess it's always some of both, but
yeah, you know, I really can't say, but I will say that I don't. It doesn't have that essence that it did when I was there.
I'm sure. I'm fucking sure.
Yeah.
Growing up, did they used to tell stories about like Jay-Z and Sauce Money and Memphis Bleek and them?
Tell the stories. I was there. I was in the mix of that. Like I remember.
Oh, I didn't think you was that old. I'm sorry. Shit, I thought you was like
I mean, I was a kid. But
see, I didn't even think you was old enough to be a kid for that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I remember seeing Jay-Z, well, the street team when they started, you know, blowing up. I remember Source Money, Jazzo. These are guys that were cool with my family, so everybody knew each other for the most part, you know. So it was like one of those things, you know, within the hood. Everybody knew each other, you know, besides the hustling and, you know, guns holding and all that. People were really creatives. There were people rhyming, people dancing, all that shit. Amongst also with the you know, the typical stuff that you see in the hood as far as drug dealers and drug abuse and all that stuff. But, you know, most of my memories revolve around that creativity. And honestly, seeing Jay, you know, blow up from there, of course, everybody was hype. Marcy became like this place where people would dress up to come to. And, you know, of course, we thought that was funny, but, you know, it was a place people wanted to be.
Sauce Money should have signed to Rockefeller. But just for those that don't know, anybody who heard what she just said, all of that is true. But on top of that, there's also mad good family people, mad Absolutely. People that work a job. Everything in the hood ain't all bad. A lot of that shit's just forced by necessity. You know, a lot of people I grew up with, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna say people had to hustle because it always got, you know, people be like, I was paying the light bills, but it always gets past the light bills to copping J's or some shit. But you know, they all would have chose another route if there was another way to get. I mean, McDonald's and that shit ain't fucking viable. But you know, that's neither here nor there. What's the significance of Ddot?
Ddot, the name itself, or
yeah.
All right, so. Well, my name, my mom named me Diana, and I have a birthmark on my face. That's a dot, so that's the whole Ddot. It's really that simple.
Nothing I thought that was like, I didn't know that was a birthmark. I thought that was like your OG Bobby Johnson, John. I thought you had put in some work.
That is a birthmark. It's a birthmark, and that's where the whole Ddot aspect came from.
Hey, I stutter like a motherfucker in our podcast. I take ownership of anything people perceive to be a flaw or a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? Turn that shit to an advantage. Like man, because like I'm slaying from the trenches, man. The only way you can make it about that shit is you turn tragedy into triumph in any shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we all a product of our environment, whether or not you choose to become it or you choose to become something different from it. But we all a product of our environment. It just displays itself differently depending on, you know, each individual.
Word. Well, on that note, do you have any advice about resiliency? Because obviously, I mean, we're gonna get into the entrepreneurship and everything, but obviously you have some level of stick-to-itiveness. That'd be a great way to put it.
I mean, it's just one of those things where, I mean, this is just me speaking from my perspective. You deserve it. Whatever it is that you feel like you want to go for, just know you deserve it. And a lot of people are not going to see your vision, and that's fine because it's your vision. So you have to apply yourself, and it all starts here. It all starts here. You know, once you apply yourself and you pay more attention to where your energy goes and what you choose to entertain, all of that reflects in regards to what it is that you truly want. But just know that you deserve it if you want it. And that's just pretty much where it starts.
What's the last new avenue you've directed your energy towards that you found to be fulfilling?
Well, I'm opening a restaurant in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Oh, you're opening a restaurant? Damn, I didn't catch that. Man, you're killing it. That's what's up. Congratulations. But tell me about that.
Thank you. So it's called City Lobster. I'm opening in Hackensack, New Jersey. You know, it's like a luxury, cool fast food, so to speak. So we're gonna, of course, have like lobster rolls and, salads and all the kind of fancy fast food, so to speak.
Gotcha.
So,
like stadium food. Like it's still like fine dining, but it's ready.
Yeah, it's just something like that. Give people a different taste. In Hackensack. I'm from Brooklyn, as you know, but I'm grateful to have an opportunity to participate in a whole nother town, show love, and we just build connections with other people. So yeah, the grand opening is going to be, I have the date exactly for sure in about 2 days, but it's going to happen very, very soon. We're just going through inspections this week. So once we pass all that, put up the date.
Well, good luck. I'm not saying that you need it, but inspections can always be a little stressful. So
Yeah, always annoying.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
you actually, you might not know, but I used to write a lot. Now I only write a little bit, but I try not to be the pretentious music critic, but not critic, reviewer, I guess, because I don't really see no point in writing or talking about music I don't like when it's enough good music out there. I'd rather lift people up than put people down. But so Break This project I found to be extremely interesting, and I want your opinion on how I describe it. If somebody asked me to give like an elevator pitch to it, like if I was trying to get picked up by a major or some shit, right? I say it's thought-provoking bops that got like an EDM kind of feel somewhat. They give the listener a room to vibe and think about the music.
Wow, I like it.
But do you think it's accurate?
Yeah, like I like how you took it, and I like it because it kind of give a sense of freedom, like an escape, so to speak.
And I thought, like, I don't know, like if you know about chopped and screwed like that, but the chopping part was he thought the artist said something profound or that he liked or whatever, and he'd make it say it over and over. And I don't know if you know about Mike Jones from Houston. He kind of ran that shit.
Mike Jones. Yeah. I remember that.
He kind of ran that shit into the dirt a little bit about saying the lines over and over. But on some of the Jones, and I don't want to butcher nothing you said, but I know there was one line where you said something along the lines like "make it beautiful for each other," but I know that's not the right words at all. But you said, I don't know if you call it chopped it, but you looped it or whatever like 6 times, and then you didn't say nothing, and it was just the beat for like, I don't know, like a minute, right? And I was mowing the grass, and like that whole minute, I'm sitting there thinking about, in some ways how my wife make my life more beautiful for me, and in other ways, like, man, I need to do something today to make life more beautiful for her because she deserved that for what she deserves. I mean, she deserved it in general, but also for the things she do for me. You feel me?
Nah, that's dope. I'm grateful to hear that. Your experience was was from something I put out there. So I'm grateful to hear that was your experience from it. But yeah, I just genuinely, this is how I see it. I feel, I'm speaking from my feelings, I feel that if we all are healed as people, the world would be a much greater place. And that's easier said than done. But, we all have, things that we've experienced, traumas that we realize or don't realize. But once we acknowledge certain things about ourselves, and, we could it's scary, first of all, to face self. However, and this is why I just genuinely wish healing for everyone. So, however, it doesn't take away from me saying something, giving you some light. So why not? You know, and if I could express that in my music to something you could either vibe to, smoke to, dance to, or just zone out, then that's what I'm gonna do.
So, well, you're definitely accomplishing that. Hey, just now when you was turning your head, are you rocking that razor earring?
Oh yeah, Johnny Nelson, that's my boy.
Hey, can I tell you my razor story?
What's up?
All right, so you know, I grew up in an area where if you ain't want to walk around with a gun, you know, it would behoove you to have a blicker of some kind. And I mastered the art of having a razor in my mouth. And
he was outside.
Oh yeah, early. I grew up in DC. I grew up in DC during crack. Yeah,
Okay.
I done been through it. I'm like Snoop on Baby Boy. The only thing I ain't seen is death. But but so like I was on parole in Virginia, and I had to work at a job, and I ain't think nothing of this shit. And I'd have to walk home sometimes because actually I never learned to drive. I wasn't allowed to get a license. People don't know this, but when you get a felony, the first and you do time, and this is in every state, for the first year that you're out, you're not allowed to drive, which causes motherfuckers to violate like a motherfucker. That's another little trap.
Of course.
But so I'm working at this bullshit restaurant job, and they get an unexpected package, and no one can find the box cutter, and I ain't think nothing of it. And there's like 3 people around me, and I just spit the razor because you know I gotta walk home at night, and I got money on me because I'm a server. Yeah. And I just spit the joint out and cut the shit. And man, you should have seen the way them white people in Virginia looked at me. And my wife was telling me like that's where I met her at. She was telling me that like later on, it was like, he spit a razor. He just walks around with a razor. He doesn't cut his mouth or anything. And to me, that was like 99 out of 100 people in my neighborhood knew how to do that shit.
Right.
We all saw juice. You know what I'm saying?
They was like, wow, wowzers.
Now they was like, man, all of a sudden they stopped talking to me for a couple of weeks. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
They didn't know what to do with themselves.
But you know, back to that tragedy over triumph. You know, that's beautiful that my man could turn that into a beautiful piece of jewelry. I can't see from the if that is, I don't know, but the one you had on Facebook, yeah, the rose, is that? That's just gold. That's not the rose gold, is it?
Nah, it's gold.
I saw a rose gold one too, right?
Nah, not on me though. But yeah, Johnny Nelson, look him up. He from Brooklyn, amazing, talented jewelry designer. Worked with tons of people, and I'm glad you even spotted it. The shit is fire. It's one of my favorite pieces. He actually gave it to me, so shout out to Johnny Nelson. Thank you, bro.
Hey, hit me with the link and I'll put it in the show note. And now I'm gonna cop me one too. Shit, I got one here, Pierce. Why not?
Yeah.
But while we talking about talented people you work with, I see you did some work with Ddot. There's really no point for that, just to shout him out because he's just a master of his craft.
Yeah, Ddot is incredible, and he's like my creative twin, I would say. I like how we come together with our ideas. First of all, Ddot, thank you for following me with a lot of ideas that I don't necessarily spit out the words, but he follows and he starts to see what's going on. It's like, oh, because sometimes it could be difficult for me to verbally express where I'm going, and I just need you to just rock with me. And he's done that very well. And you know, now he and I definitely speak more creatively, especially after the big project we shot out in Vegas last July. So we shot the Break This Project visual, and we shot it in 4 days, 8 music videos on the West Coast. Everybody flew out there, and it was amazing in the desert, you know, getting these shots. Like it was, I've never done anything like that. So shout out to Ddot, his amazing. He also, his work is featured in the movie theaters in a movie called In the Heights. So I don't know if you checked that out. It's pretty dope, but he's incredible. I'm grateful for him.
You talking about the Lin-Manuel Miranda joint?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've definitely checked that out. I just know his work. I don't know what he look like. So shit, that's even more to the good. Shout out to him.
Yeah, amazing.
That being said, that one video, give it to you. Where did you shoot that at? Like whatever that was, that looked like a hell of an experience.
Oh, yeah, it was actually like this. I was in Chelsea near the meat packing district out here in New York. It was like a immersive art exhibit situation, and that was a very early video. I shot that actually on at the time when iPhone 10 had just came out. So I had got like a friend of mine like, yo, I just need you to hold this gimbal and da 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 da. So that's pretty much how I started shooting my recent visuals prior to, you know, the more recent ones. So yeah, I shot that at a legit art exhibition. So I used to go to tons of them throughout the city, so that way I can know what times when it's most crowded, when it's less people, so I knew what time to come back and shoot. That way we could shoot.
Man, you spend a lot of attention to detail to your craft, man, all the way around. Is there anything that you don't have your hands in? Like do you I know you do all your production and all that. Do you do your covers and everything?
As far as covers, I could have the idea, but I don't necessarily do the artwork. You know, for the Break This Project album, Ddot's sister, which is Jean Goody, she's, I mean, extremely talented graphic artist slash animator. She's amazing with that. She actually put together the artwork for that, and the photo of me in the middle of the, you know, of it. That was a shot taken by Ddot. So I got brother and sister both on the artwork for that one. Like
so
even with
so there's one thing you don't do. Oh yeah,
yeah,
no, go ahead.
like, yeah.
For those who ain't seeing, she got a Break This Project sweatshirt with a dope ass pendant. That's like your, I guess your avatar.
Me. That's me. That's Ddot NuuWorld. Got the track list in the back. Let me turn this way. You probably see it better. So I got all the songs on the back of the joint. You know, it's a fly shirt, and you know, Break This Project is bigger than what I could express it to be, because it could grow infinitely.
I mean, people always talk about the movement, but like I really do feel like you got a movement because it's like cohesive, like from the sunglasses, and that's why I like to talk about the entrepreneurship. I mean, the clothing line is, well, I don't want to put anybody down, but it is a very high quality. I can tell just from the pictures that you're picking good fabrics. You don't got like that obvious stitching. I notice happens a lot on lower end merchandise. Can you tell me about like what it takes to start a fashion line, and how hard is it to actually get the product? Like, because a lot of people I notice that like when they sell shoes, for instance, right? You don't get the shoes until you order it, like it's on demand.
Well, it's definitely a process, and it depends on your approach. Like when I first started, when I knew that I wanted to make clothes, I used to go down to like in Manhattan, they have like this area, 28th Street, you know, and they have spots that sell blank tees or what have you. So what I would do, I would just get like a bulk of tees, go to a screen printing shop in the Bronx, and you know, just put like my logos on shirts and sell it for like $40, and people would just buy it. And as things progress, I started to take it more seriously. Like for years, I would just study the cottons on t-shirts, the different types of threading. How this was like just years of me just being actively in it. Because if I wasn't actively doing it, I probably wouldn't have known. But in recent years, it got to the point where now I have my own sneaker. You know, I have my own sneaker clothing line. And that was a process because I drew out and designed a sneaker myself. But it wasn't like something that they had. And I just like, okay, put my logo on it. This is something that was designed from the midsole to the outsole to the upper sole, you know, everything. As far as like, it was a lot that went into that. Like you legit had to do all the dimensions and measurements so they could make it properly. And now I would say like you don't have to necessarily get the big bulk, but samples cost a lot of money. Samples cost a lot. I've learned a lot from all of that, and I'm moving different going forward with a few things that, you know, makes more sense. I was so focused on, you know, just everything looking perfect that I lost sight of certain things. But I'm glad I went through that because it allowed me to focus what I felt was more important, which is, like you mentioned, the quality, because I know what I like. And there's no way I would sell something to somebody with my name on it that I'm not rocking with. So it was definitely a process. I mean, that's something that anyone could do. Like, you know, you could Google search vendors. There's a lot more of them, like a lot of them in LA. You got some overseas, you know, whether it be Asia, Portugal, you know, it's just digging and researching for the most part. But it could happen if this is what you want to do on pretty much any budget. But do what you can with what you can work with. Don't be too hard on yourself.
How's the sunglass line doing?
It's going cool, actually. I have like maybe a couple left. This was like my first drop. These aren't them that, by the way, but these are.
Yeah, now I saw about those new joints.
Yeah, the new ones. The coolers. They call the coolers, and they're pretty. They selling pretty quickly, which I'm grateful for. I mean, that's something that's been a long time coming because I'm a person that wears.
At 150 a pop, they selling quick. That's what's up.
Yes, I'm grateful. Shout out to everybody that's.
Man, there's mad artists on. My fault to interrupt you, but it's mad artists that's on a label that couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I've seen a lot of flopped. If you go on merch bar, there's a lot of clearance sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just grateful. You know, I feel like what contribute to that is people that just like my style, how I put things together. So it's like when people trust to know that you could dress a certain way, it makes them, you know, like, nah, you make that look fire. I want to get it. So I feel like that contributes to it as well. And along with the quality, because that's very important for me. So I'm just grateful for everyone that has purchased anything from me.
And not to detract from your style, but regardless, I mean, those sunglasses, those are some good looking motherfucking sunglasses. I'm make sure when I post this, because I post all these on Dirty Glove Bastard, I'll make sure to post a picture of those sunglasses and link it and get the last couple pairs. Because
thank you, man.
They are absolutely vicious. That's one of the best pairs of sunglasses I've seen for a while, and I can say myself.
That's how you feel.
oh yeah, I love them. I consider myself a little bit of a sunglass aficionado. You seen Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yes, I did.
These are the Edith Jones.
No, they not. The Tonys?
Yeah.
They're not.
Yes. Yeah.
Now you out here. Send a drone over here. I'll send you a pair.
I wish. I mean, I don't know about a motherfucking drone, but shit, I definitely love a pair. But you know, I'll be out here trolling for free shit. Like I'll be seeing some people do that shit. That shit be a little distasteful to me. Let me ask you this though. I've seen you rocking mad different styles. Do you think gender helps or hurts fashion?
I don't think it does it help or hurt. I don't feel like it matters, honestly, as long as it look good.
See, I agree on that aspect. Like, I think anybody should wear whatever the fuck they want. I don't think anything is inherently masculine or feminine. If you think skirts are feminine, ask all the motherfuckers who got killed by Scottish warriors. You know what I mean? But I think it can help, because if you can embrace androgyny, and that's something that's inherent to your actual style, then the ability to expand the optionality of your wardrobe, the gender helps. Like Harry Styles, the lack of caring about gender certainly helped his fashion.
Yeah, you know, I just feel like at the end of the day, like if you really think about how you dress, you have to think about, is this something that you genuinely want? Is this something that displays something that you want people to feel about you, or is this something that you just doing because that's just what you was taught? And you know, I remember my mom, she used to try to put me in dresses, and I was like, I don't want that shit. Like, I don't want it, you know. But I was never like into that. I always had my own way of doing things. I remember when my mom, she used to buy me like new clothes. I used to like cut up clothes and revamp pants. And one time she was about to bark on me, but I said, look. And she actually liked them. So I almost got my butt whooped. But she actually liked what I did. I mean, in high school, I used to go to school with pants that I've done, and I used to get paid. Like people would pay me to do their pants, just revamping jeans and jackets and stuff like that.
Damn, so you stay on entrepreneurship since mad young, huh?
You know what's crazy? At that time, I didn't see it as that necessarily. I was just like, yo, if you want this, like, if you want, I could do it for you, and then this is what it's gonna cost. You know what I mean? So what it was, I was happy because I had money to buy more stuff to create more things. So, that's what it was for me. I never even heard of the term entrepreneur. Only entrepreneurs that I knew respectfully was the drug dealers. I mean, I didn't know anybody that necessarily only owned like businesses. I knew people that would go to work. Some had good jobs, some didn't have great jobs. And, but yeah, that's just pretty much how it was for me.
Shit ain't nothing wrong with that. So with this new single, is this just a one-off? Are you gearing up for a new album rollout? What's the next moves with the music?
So the next moves with the music, Luna is actually part of the Break This Project visual.
Okay.
So you have the Break This Project album, but you also have the Break This Project visual season 1, and Luna is part of that visual.
Explain that. What do you mean? So it's gonna be kind of like a Streets is Watching kind of thing, like a collection of videos?
It is like a collection of videos that tells a story. I would say more like a dark, twisted fantasy, like a Kanye West kind of situation. And what I wanted to do with the visual is like, yes, Ddot NuuWorld has Break This Project, but I also wanted to display NuuWorld, what NuuWorld embodies, what NuuWorld has to offer. So that's.
Can you explain the NUU? I think it was your LinkedIn bio where you elaborated on it, but one time I saw when you spoke on it, like I really like how you broke it down.
Okay, yeah, like as you know, I go by the name Ddot NuuWorld, and new, I believe we were all given a gift, and you would hear a lot of people saying they need to go find themselves, and they could travel the world, they could do this, they could do that, but to really tap in is hidden in the last place that you will look, and it's in you, and you goes on to like legit every person on the planet. So it's in you, but I just stopped it at 2 U's, and it's like you becoming a new, which is within, and you start learning new worlds about yourself, discovering the worlds within. So that's why my name is Ddot NuuWorld, and we have NuuWorld, the entity itself.
I love it. And so the visuals gonna be like you're reminiscent of dark twisted fantasy, because obviously you ain't copying nothing.
Nah. I was definitely inspired of I would use that. I'm just using that as a reference. But growing up, Michael Jackson, seeing like his short films, I always wanted to do something like that, and I definitely appreciate artists like Kanye West and a few others in regards to that visual aspect that I wanted to deliver, but I wanted to also display like fashion and just quality and good sound and feel good music and fun. So the fun aspect, we have the dancers, which are part of NuuWorld. NuuWorld is also consists of dancing. Is about just tapping in freely, and your responsibility is to always become the best version of yourself, so we all become better.
Do you ever feel yourself, because I kind of detected, and I'm not gonna say you was pulling back from it, but maybe a little bit of an undertone, some political shit. And when I say political, I ain't talking about no Republican or Democrat, because I think all that shit's a fucking grift. But like as far as like social commentary.
I don't necessarily feel like I'm pulling back. I just feel like I'm doing what it is I feel is necessary, and that can vary from time to time.
Because I feel like, and this is just speculation, who knows what life will bring, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe next month or 7 years down the road or whatever, something might move you to make somewhat of a concept album, maybe like your own version of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely inspired by what's taking place in the world we share, and in the world that I have within myself, and the worlds that I create with others. So I'm definitely inspired by it all. There's no way that, unless you just live, eat, sleep, piss, and shit in a box that you are not inspired by somebody, whether or not you recognize it.
Definitely. Speaking of inspiration, your Instagram is hella interesting. That link will be in the show note too. Tell me about how you came to be at this payphone that Madonna used back in the day.
Oh, yeah. So I was at the legendary music building out in Midtown. I do a lot of work there. Like, it's amazing engineers and radio shows and podcasts in the building. Very busy building. Tons of legendary artists in there, and that payphone is just there on that wall. They refuse to move it. So, you know, I pretty much, someone told me exactly what it was, and I was like, nah, I got to take a photo next to this because this is just bananas. So that's pretty much what that was. I was actually coming from another interview, and that's when I took the photo there at that payphone. I was told Madonna used to call the girls to come over to, you know, have a little fun in the stew.
Shit, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm all about having fun in the stew. I don't know. Too much for you ain't the right word, but well, I'm just gonna say it. You remind me of a Sonic Basquiat. Like the whole time I'm interacting with your pages or your music or your videos, you just remind me of like Basquiat, like a young Basquiat. I know I'm saying the name wrong, but you know, that's that Maryland accent.
That's super interesting. I would like for you to elaborate on that because I've never heard that before. He's from Brooklyn, by the way.
Oh, I'm well aware. Cross medium. You know how to speak with sparsity, but you also know how to make things busy without being overwhelming. Definitely your own sense of fashion, but I can feel and this can sound pretentious and shit, but it's not pretentious when it's true and I mean it. Like, this ain't no PR blast shit where they be saying like everybody's like a mix of Kendrick Lamar, Nas, and some shit. But I truly feel like the energy of the city coming from you, and not like that fuck you energy, like that mafia mobster energy a lot of people associate with New York on that stereotype shit. I'm talking about like how alive the city feels when you're there. Just a lot of the shit that comes through from Basquiat, like you know how to turn something like a song, you know how to turn it into a musical moment, a visual moment. The visual moment incorporates fashion, and like I said, it's just that cross medium, boundary pushing, just different take on things.
Wow, it feels nice to hear that. That was very interesting.
And I'm not being facetious. Like, if you go through my shit, I am complimentary to everybody because I don't do show. I don't see no point in doing shows with people I don't like their music. But I wouldn't say something like that lightly, and I've never made that comparison to anybody before. I think in my whole time doing this shit, I've called like 3 people genius, and I guess being compared to Basquiat would put you in that category. So you'd be number 4.
Whoa. That's something. That's something, man. That's big.
That's why I said I ain't want to overwhelm you with it. And like, what the fuck do you say to respond to that? But you know, I just really wanted to share that with you.
You know, it's like it's just a thing where it's like, at the end of the day, this is how I see it. You know, everything outside of us is someone else's idea. From the home you live in to the shirt on your back, the jobs we work. So if we tend to just use these things outside of us to build our identities, then we become nothing but ideas of many. So it's like, once you start to realize that you kind of have to start doing things not so automated, because now you're becoming aware. You're not an autopilot. You're actually starting to become the driver, and you start allowing yourself to tap into certain shit. Just starts coming to you. I can't explain it, but stuff just start coming to you, and you the ego kind of gets shoved to the side a little bit, it's still present. It will never go away, especially if you're in this form, but it's still very, very present. So I feel like it's important to at least get to know yourself once in this human experience.
I agree. I feel in some ways that we're something like antennas, we're instruments of reception and negativity from emotions, or I mean all emotions, but what be it jealousy or anger, it narrows your bandwidth and keeps you from tuning into those frequencies you're alluding to. And I think it's important for people to hear stuff like this and not automatically dismiss it as like some woo woo hippy dippy shit, because there's some truth to that. I mean, you really do get back what you put out. Not always, because life ain't always fair, but overall, for the most part, it will balance out.
Yeah, you know, you can only offer your overflow. So if you pouring out and your cup is half full, that's not good. You're doing it backwards. Your cup has to be full. And if it's only at the brim, you still can't afford to pour for nobody. It's until it starts overflow, because you can only offer what you give yourself.
Man, you need to write a book.
Who knows? Like, maybe that happens someday.
Motivational speaking, my man, you're gonna be like 45 or 45 revenue streams.
Well, I mean, I would like that, you know, because it'll create other opportunities for other people to do the same, spread out.
Or see, that's how I look at it. I look at money as freedom. Like you get enough money to be able to do what you want. It ain't about like, you know, showing out on people or competing or having better shit. I like the whole money is liquid, and you know, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool, and when used well, great things could you know, manifest.
I know I done kept you for a minute, but I want to close out with a couple quick Q&As, because I'm kind of curious as to what you consumed in your lifetime. So, what's a book you feel everyone should read, and what's the last good book you read?
I feel everyone should read, and this is a simple one, but it's The Four Agreements. That's a good one. I feel like
now the 5 Agreements. There's a new one.
Oh, okay. Then everybody get the 5 Agreements. These are just like things to just start rewiring your mind.
Be impeccable in your word. And since I started trying to do that, I'm not always perfect with it, man, but my life has improved. That is an excellent recommendation.
Yeah, because I don't feel like it's too much, but I feel like it's a good start for on any level for anyone that's interested in that. I've also started. I've been reading like herbal books, as far as like what herbs heal what, this, that, and the third, and that consists of multiple little books. So I will also suggest, I don't have a book necessarily in mind to say, but look into books of like natural healings. You know, I feel like it's important that we have natural resources, and most of us, we don't have that as far as growing our own food or access to natural, fresh, healthy water. So we depend on, you know, other people to tell us about our body and this and the third. So I would suggest, you know, reading on natural remedies, definitely getting your blood test to see what your body needs. So I would recommend that.
That part, man, not enough people get blood work done. Of the natural remedies, I particularly, you know, I get into that a lot too. I would recommend people incorporate a lot of turmeric and ginger in their diet, and creatine.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't feel people don't know about creatine. It's not just some shit to like quote unquote get you bigger, which it can add like a half an inch of muscle to your thigh, but it doesn't really do much. It's more for recovery. But what people don't know is it's a nootropic on the level of nicotine. So if you put creatine in your coffee, you'll be thinking better, thinking clear.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Look at that. Learn something new today.
And they say any day that you learn something can never truly be wasted.
There we go. There we go. Creatine. That's what's up.
Are there any thought-provoking romantic comedies that are worth watching?
Romantic comedies.
I ain't got front. I like Legally Blonde. I know that's whiter than Brooke Shields and mayonnaise, but I kind of liked
Legally
that shit
Blonde.
because you know they was treating her like she was dumb, and then she showed out on them.
It
Yeah,
was a
I
good
always like
show.
people that can defy expectations, especially when they get judged by their parents. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good story. I like the concept. I watched it
I
like
hope it aged well though,
back.
because like you know some of them Jones you go back and watch them and they done did some foul like slipped a girl a Mickey or some shit, and then you sitting there talking about how good the movie is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think the last one that I watched, I mean, I don't know if you would consider it like a romantic, but it was some romance in there. It was, White Chicks. I watched that about 2 weeks ago. I liked, you had Marlon in there. He's actually married, and you had Sean in there, trying to meet with someone, and there were complications in the marriage, and communication on both ends are definitely required. So it's a classic. It's funny, I love like stuff like that for the most part. But most of the time I don't really watch too much TV. I do like to watch like Marvel and stuff like that sometimes. I guess because I see it differently from how I used to when I was younger. So there's
I,
that.
I I watch a lot of Marvel. I see it differently from when I was younger too. Killmonger, my favorite character ever, but
Who?
Killmonger.
Okay. Oh, yeah, nah, he's dope.
Yeah, I
I
got
think he's
mad
dope.
Killmonger shit over top of me. It's probably too far back to see it, but shit, I'm about to get the mask tattooed on my arm. But
Mm,
because I feel like Killmonger is right. My favorite historical figure is Nat Turner because I like to think that if I've
mm,
been in that situation, I'd be like that. But as far as Marvel, I don't know if this is profound. I've said this on a few shows, but I realized recently I only like heroes that kill people. I don't like heroes that take people to prison. So
mm.
like Iron Man ain't no motherfucking hero. This motherfucker starts wars, sells weapons to both sides, and then charges to clean that shit up. He a motherfucking villain, and then motherfuckers taking people to prison. Fuck that noise. Like it ain't nothing good about no prison. I
Yeah.
like them killers that, or not killers, but like if you're dealing with a motherfucker like the Joker, you should kill his motherfucking ass. Like fuck taking him to prison. So fuck Batman. You know what I mean? Because he
The
takes the Joker to
Joker.
prison.
Yeah.
I don't like nobody taking people to
That
prison. Like if they gotta
makes
be dealt
sense.
with, they gotta be dealt with. And if not, then
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, leave that shit to the mental health professionals or some shit. But I don't like
Yeah.
these people that just keep taking people to prison and shit.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that. One of my favorite right now is like characters is Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I fucks with Doctor Strange.
I
Because
think
he'll kill the threat. He won't put nobody in prison. You know what I mean?
oh, okay, from that aspect. I never looked at it that way,
And man,
but that
handing
is
no like look at Punisher and Daredevil in New York sending motherfucking black. If you look in the '80s, sending black drug dealers to prison. Doctor Strange
uh-huh.
one never sending people to prison for selling crack.
He's still into another dimension or some shit.
Well, he probably ain't gonna bother him if they selling crack. He only fucking with you if you about to destroy existence. Like that's my kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Doctor Strange. I like that. Like that's I feel like we also take a peek at that movie, the Doctor Strange. It is gonna it elaborates on certain things that I feel like we need to just hear.
Yeah, that shit's vicious.
Yeah.
I agree. But look, think about it like this: if motherfucking Spider Man was real, yeah, up in the '80s in Queens, he might have motherfucking got Mobb Deep and Nas locked up, and we never would have had their music fucking around with Spider Man's ass.
Yo, your friendly, what's that? Friendly neighbor?
Your friendly
Oh
neighborhood
my,
Spider Man.
oh my goodness, that's funny. He probably did.
Yeah,
Snake
so yeah, I can't be rocking with no shit like that. But
ass.
but like I said, I done kept you for a minute. I have more than enjoyed this episode. I really hope you do me the honor coming on the show again when the album come out.
Absolutely. I'm actually I'm in the process of starting to record Break This Project too. And I'm doing them a production album as well. So I got a couple things that's in the
Oh, my
works.
fault. I had one question. My fault, but not to leave no money on the table.
Uh-huh.
Are people asking you for beats? Because they should be.
People do ask, they do inquire about it.
Are you
You
receptive to
know,
that, or is that something that's only for New World?
well, I will say this, like I'm open to it, but I get first dibs.
So I heard that.
That's just what it is. So
My fault. I interrupted you though. You was talking about the production album and season 2.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm working on 2 production albums and about to start recording Break This Project Season 2, along with other collabs, collaborations. I want to work with other artists, especially if they here in New York, and not just New York, but other dope artists that I feel, it makes sense. So I'm down to, get things rocking and popping.
Maybe Lyrivelli.
That's a possibility. I think he's amazing. He's a superstar for sure.
I agree. I think that would come out outstanding.
Yeah, I think so too.
Put it out into the universe. Maybe we can create it with the energy.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Before we go, what's your socials and which platform do you use the most if they want to have the best chance of interacting with you? And make sure you shout out the website to get the merch.
Yeah, so like my name is Ddot NuuWorld, spelled DDOT NuuWorld. Most of the time I'm on Instagram. On Instagram it's spelled the same way, Ddot NuuWorld. I have my website, www.ddotnewworld.com. And for the merch brand, with the clothing and sneakers is illnuu, spelled ILLNUU.com. So that's where you could get the merchandise. My music is available on all streaming platforms. And my latest single featuring ARP Musiq is out right now, Boom and Luna. It's definitely a feel-good track. Takes you to a whole nother place.
It definitely does. And shit, it gave me some feels. I was never in the Midwest, but I definitely know about having some in the headrest. So
right.
I was digging that shit. I gotta get at that man ARP Musiq. I'm gonna get him on the show. But
yeah.
Thanks for the time, and I got a couple ideas for you. I'm gonna hit you up on IG a little bit later and run it by you.
Okay, bet. Thanks for having me.
No doubt, and you take it light, and I look forward to watching you and your success.
All right, thank you. Be safe.
You too. Peace.
Later. Okay.